Hi you guys. I just got done dyeing the portion that I'm going to show you, and it might be a little bit longer than it should be, but I did 3 twin sets in different techniques, and I hope you enjoy. This is the first time I'm doing a dyeing video, so I'm sure there's better ways to do it, and I hope to learn how to do it better. But for now, this is what you got. Me! Yay! So, having said that, I'll cut over to the tape that I just did. Hope you guys enjoy it. Got a lot of towels here. Okay. So, going to do... Now, first of all, I'm not going to teach you how to dye, okay? I'm going to tell you how I dye. There are loads of YouTube videos, web pages, books, all kinds of things that'll teach you the science of dyeing. I'm just telling you what I've learned over the last 12 years. So, let me see if I can put the camera back where it was supposed to be. All right, well, that's close enough. You can see what I'm doing, right? Please tell me you can see what I'm doing. All right. Now I have one hank. Now I soak my yarns in a soaker. Now I do the pre-dye soaking to open up the fibers and to get rid of any spinning oil that may have been on there when they were spinning the yarn. But I soak it for a while to open up the cuticle on the fiber. And this microphone is just giving me grief more than I want. Anyway, here we go. This technique is wet on dry. I call it dry. I spun it out, but it's still slightly moist. You can see I've got a bunch of colors here. I don't normally do this, but I mean, I do normally dye with colors. I don't normally set up all of my colors all at once, simply because the color has to tell me what to add next, and I don't like to, be surprised. But this time we're doing wet on dry, and this technique, this is purple, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is purple. And this technique actually does take quite a while, because you need to get enough dye on all the spaces. Notice that there's not a single bit of white space left, right? Just kidding. We want that white space because other colors are going to fill in the space. And so we just lightly spread some other colors around, a little bit there and a little bit there and there. Put it back in place there so I don't lose it. Alright, then I'm going to gather the yarn and turn it around and turn it over, because I want the next layer to go where the first layer did not, pretty much. And this is all going to be the same color that I started with. Just sprinkle it over, sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. Now, this is not one of the recipes where you have to be like exact. I'll show you one of those in a little while. So there we got enough purple on there. And you know what looks really good with purple? That's right. Blue. A little bit of blue. Not much. See, not much at all. Not much blue at all. Looks a mess, doesn't it? And it's supposed to look a mess, because eventually it'll all blend in together, one way or another. And see, there's places I can see now where I did not get much purple. So we'll touch those up a little bit here. Yes, I'm sloppy. I'm an artist. Deal with it. But you know I love you, right? And then we'll do another bit of purple. Blue, I mean. Duh. Oh, and you notice there's slops right there? No, they're not. Okay. A little more of the purple where it didn't hit the first time. It's all good. It's all good. Because we're not making neatly segmented yarns. We are creating layers upon layers of color. And that's all. That's all we're doing. Just making layers and layers of color. And trying to make these two pretty much the same. You know, they're not identical same, but they are compatible colors same. Know what I mean? Oop, and we're almost out of blue. So, let's go with chestnut. Oh yeah, that's nice. Putting the chestnut on top gives it a little bit different depth, and it goes a totally different direction. I could make all contiguous type colors, you know, blue and purple, maybe a bit of green or something, but I like this for this twin set. I don't think I've ever done purple, blue, and chestnut before. Actually, this isn't a true chestnut. It's chestnut with some leftover other color. I think gold or something. In fact, in order to bring out the gold that's in this, I may just add gold, because it's nice to add things. Let me see here. Yeah, I keep turning them around and around, trying to make sure that I do the same thing on each one. Oop, and now that bottle is empty. So, tell you what we're going to do. We're going to add Aztec gold here. And you know that each time I'm adding this, there's a little bit more water that's getting into the yarn because of the dye. So eventually we're going to have to squeeze out some of the excess yarn, or it won't really work that well. We need just enough water for the dye to flow without being excess dye. And yep, that didn't get anything at all. And now that it's nice and wet with many colors, we're going to push those colors around even more. Let's get those colors there. All right. There's a bunch of dye in there, and there's a bunch of water in there. And we're going to push it around to make it even better. And when you're rolling up your dyes like this is regular food service film. When you're rolling up your dyes, make sure this seam is on the bottom to start, so that things don't squish out the sides. Wet my hands in the soapy water, get the pouch soapy, and then smoosh the hell out of it. Vroom. I don't know if you can see that or not, what's been happening inside of here. But let me hold it up to the camera. and hope you can see. I'm going to isolate that piece right there. I don't know if you can see many colors in there with the plastic on. I can, and I love it. So, got it rolled up once. And twice. I like to triple wrap my yarns. Sometimes when it gets too hot, if there's too much air and or water in the pouch, when it goes into the steamer, after a while it explodes. The pouch bursts. So there's one way of dyeing yarn. Wet on dry. Oop, there we go. Yeah, I gotta watch that cable. I need a longer cable or something. I don't know. If I put the computer over on the back side over here, I'll be tripping over it as I'm working. But we'll do our best. We will do our best. Now this next one I'm going to do wet on wet. And for that, we need really wet yarn. This is dry yarn. So I'm going to re-wet the yarns 2 at a time. Just plain old water. Slightly wring it out. I really need a longer microphone cable. Okay, cord. Alright, now these are very wet. And I think I'm going to do teal and some more of this chestnut. I don't need the squeeze bottle for the chestnut this time. Now when I'm doing this will be a teal and chestnut half and half, a two-tone fade, I think. And the way that I do it, I don't know if you can see, but down here at the ends, if I try to dye, there's like a double thickness at the ends, which makes it very difficult to get a consistent dye. So the best way to deal with that is to always dye the ends first. Make sure that the ends are thoroughly saturated, all the little strands of yarn that are on the inside there. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dye the ends first. Watch. Oh yeah, look at those ends getting dyed. Yes indeed. And even this way you can see that there's not dye hitting in all of the places that it needs to hit. But that's okay, because we're going to fade it out. Get plenty of dye in there. See that? There's some that didn't catch much dye at all. But that's okay, because we know what we're doing, right? And we know how to push dye around. Because we're the boss of the dye. We push the dye around. See, it just goes wherever I would want it to go. And sometimes you gotta work on the crease, because see there, it didn't go out all the way. So we make it go out all the way. And let's see what else we can do here. Alright, so we have some teal starting from the ends. But Ray, you didn't do the ends, you did the middle. No, 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 no. You weren't watching. I did the ends first. Wow. Call me crazy, eh? Now, I don't know if I want chestnut now or not. I think I want some of the Aztec gold. That would look good, huh? Gold and teal. Yeah, that looks good. And we do again what we did before. We push the die around. Okay. Pusha, pusha, pusha. Okay, that didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to go. I wanted it to be a little bit more gold than that in the middle. So, we're going to make it a little more gold in the middle. Spread it out, spread it out. And see, we're almost out of this gold. So we put some there, and put some there. And we supplement it with a little bit of bright yellow. And we'll see what that does. Now these aren't going to be exactly identical. They never are. But they're going to be compatible to work with two at a time if you want to. Alright. Now, since I'm not doing this live, I don't know what kind of questions you have, but I would invite you to post your questions underneath the video when I post it, either on YouTube or on Facebook Nativity page. Okay, I'm happy with that. And I think someone else is going to be super excited to get that when they order it. Alright. Now I've got, just a couple more tricks up my sleeve here. And, oh yeah. One of my more popular colorways, or techniques, is dry on wet. And for that, I don't have any acid in the dye, so I have to put the acid on the yarn first. So let me prepare that. How are we doing on time? Alright, we got 10 more minutes. I can live with that. Alright, we've got a little bit of yellow already in the water. I'm going to put a little bit more yellow in the water, like that. And we'll dip 2 skeins in the yellowish water. Yeah, these won't be the dry on wet because we got acid in the dye here. Alright, we get them just ever so slightly yellow. Ever so slightly yellow. No, rien de rien. No, je ne regrette rien. Alright, and I think for this one, we want to brighten it up with some Kelly green. Yeah, just smoosh it around, open the fiber up, dig in there, and put it where you want it, right? Right. And that's not all we're going to do. We're going to do something else to it in just a moment. To do a different kind of green. Because a different kind of green is totally cool. In fact, I'm going to put 2 different greens on there. First, we're going to add some more of the sky blue. And then we will also add a wee bit of teal. I need to refill that before I start, otherwise it'll be a mess. Avec mes souvenirs, j'y allume le feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs, je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec lourd trémolo, balayer pour toujours, je repars à zéro. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien, ni les biens qu'on m'a fait, ni les mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien, car ma vie, car mes joies, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi. This is sky blue going on as green. Yay! I should have had some royal blue in here too. That makes it deeper, richer green. But that's all right. We're just going to smoosh it around and have fun with it. Because we like to have fun. How many of you get to work and have a job where you get to play with color all day long, or even half a day long, or whatever? Roll it up. Yep, too much water. Too much water. All right. Oh, and there's my seam, damn it. Like I told you before, you got to get your seam on the bottom. And I just splashed water all over the other side there. All over I splashed. That is not a good thing. But if you were here in person, you would hear me utter words I dare not post on YouTube. You know what I'm talking about. Yes, you do. Don't play oh so innocent with me. I know you. And you know me. Alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai la tête, je te plumerai la tête, et la tête, et la tête. Alouette, alouette. Ah, alouette, gentille alouette, alouette, je te plumerai. Okay, we've done 3 different twin sets, and I keep fighting with my cord here. My microphone cord, it keeps getting caught on the edge of the counter and other places when I try to move about. So I'm going to end this recording and continue dyeing for the rest of the day. And then I'll go and edit this, and you can watch it later. Oh Lord, you hear that tinkle noise? That's the neighbor lady with her ice cream carts or whatever she does. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Yep, there I am. Bye.